Hello guys, welcome again to my channel. I hope you are doing fine. I hope you are doing very well. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, you should do well and subscribe. It's it's very important for you to be on this channel. It's very important for you to be on this channel because it's a nice channel. You get a lot of great and useful contents on this channel, and that should be the main reason why you're subscribing, because you know that the content you're getting from this channel is top-notch content. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the problems of livestock farming in Nigeria. In as much as Nigeria is a very difficult place to live in, there are also wonderful opportunities in this country, especially for those who are going into agriculture, especially for the youths who want to find a better life in agriculture. It's not going to be easy, but at the end of the day, you are still the architect of your own future. So the best thing you can do for yourself is to start anyways. Start and grow. So do well and subscribe to the channel and subscribe. So like it or not, in this part of Africa, in fact it's not even in this part of Africa, in the whole world as a whole, the biggest killer of ideas and dreams is lack of capital. When you don't have money to start a business, all your ideas, if you think, plan, idealize, make plans from now to the end of this decade. If you don't have money to put your plan into action, nothing will happen. It's as good, their idea, your business plan is as good as dead. So if this challenge can be addressed, especially here in Nigeria, where a lot of people are starting to move away from the white collar job into other entrepreneurial sectors. If this can be encouraged, if this can be made easy, access to loans, a lot of young Nigerians will be doing well for themselves. A lot of young Nigerians won't even be thinking about crime, won't even be thinking about internet fraud, because they have an access to loans. That means they can easily forge their own career path for themselves. But especially whereby you have a country full of this enormous population, young growing population, young and agitating population, and you can't provide an access for them to achieve their dreams, for them to achieve their goals, you are setting up the country on fire. That's the simple truth about the whole matter. So the biggest problem and the biggest challenge that most Nigerians in the agricultural sector have today is lack of access to loans. How do you want to start that farm? How do you want to buy those animals without loans? And most Nigerians are from poor backgrounds. So what do you expect? That means you are working on increasing crime rates. When you don't put the number one thing there, which is access to loans. Because this access to loans will make these young men and women to get into this farming, create jobs. And to be honest with you all, the biggest creator, in fact, I'm not going to say what I'm not sure about, but agriculture right now in Nigeria has the potential to become the greatest employer of labor if more people can be encouraged to start their own farms, whether it be plant farming, crop farming, livestock farming. It has the potential to become the biggest employment sector in fact in Africa as a whole, because Africa should be the number one in agriculture. So if this young men and women can be encouraged, in the next 10 years, next 20 years, we have a teeming population of agricultural employers, which will even reduce the burden on the government. But you know that this is Nigeria. Our governments don't think straight. All they think about is their pockets. So what do you expect? Now, another challenge most livestock farmers have is the header farmer crisis and rustlers issue. I know a cattle farmer here in Aba, in Abia State, where I stay. He has a cattle farm, but this Fulani herdsman raided his cattle farm, took away his cattle. With that kind of situation, people who want to even venture into cattle farming won't even have that urge again to go into it. So if these things can be addressed, those challenges won't be there again, and you see more people entering, because people have to see that these people are doing well for themselves in this sector, this thing is somehow safe before they dive into it. I know farming is something that we create food for the nation. We create a higher GDP for the nation. We create employment for the nation. So all around, farming is a wonderful venture. So it should be encouraged. Now, another issue that most livestock farmers have, is lack of central markets. Okay, for example, assuming that we had a good number of central goat markets, selling goats would be easier for most people, and at a fixed price, at a wonderful price. Assuming we have a fixed pig market here in the southeast, selling pigs would be wonderful. All you have to do is, when your pigs are growing, you carry them, you go to the markets, sell off, come back, stress-free. You don't even need to start making much connection. Stress-free. Now, the second thing that most people in this livestock business, the challenge most of them have is lack of sensitization, especially for youth. When you sensitize a good number of people, you see that a good number of people will enter into that venture you have sensitized them on. But especially whereby you don't even tell people about, you don't give people reasons why they should venture into farming. How do you expect people to enter into farming? Will they just fly into it? No, they need guidance. Sometimes, you might not have the idea that this thing is, this thing can change your life until somebody tells you that thing. So a good number of a high sensitization rates, should be encouraged by the Nigerian government, so as to get most of these youths involved in this farming. Because if these youths are left with the collar jobs, the collar jobs won't satisfy them. The collar job will frustrate them. In fact, most young people I know are even tired of the white collar jobs because it's not there. If you are either maltreated by your bosses, you are either underpaid, you are either frustrated in the job. I know people who are tired of working at their offices, but they don't have no other choice than to stick to it. But if you sensitize this kind of people on why they should enter into farming, they might leave their jobs, which will not reduce the stress on the private sector and all these office jobs, thereby creating more farmers and more farmers who will employ other people. That's how we should be thinking in this country, and be making things easier for our fellow country people. Now, another issue most livestock farmers face are the overzealous government officials. These government officials who will come to your farm and tell that your farm should not be there, that they want to demolish your farm. Before you know it, they start collecting money from you, extorting you. These people shouldn't be encouraged, because the more they are encouraged, the more they are discouraging these farmers who are simply trying to make a living for themselves. I know a woman who closed down her poultry because government people were always disturbing her, telling her that her poultry is affecting people who are living around, telling her that her poultry, that the waste that is too much. All those things, trying to frustrate the guy's life. And before you know it, he closed down his farm. I also know of a woman who closed down her, I think it should be a small goat farm somewhere. She closed it down because government officials were always extorting her. So, it got to an extent whereby she said that it was enough. She had to close it down. So these government officials shouldn't be encouraged, because the more they are encouraged, the more these farmers are discouraged. So we all should try to better our lives, because if we don't do it, nobody will do it for us. So if you see that farming is a way for you to better your life, you should do it. It doesn't matter. Anybody can become a full-time farmer. So that's it. And if these problems can be addressed in this country, believe me, more people will be entering into farming, especially livestock farming. And before you know it, Nigeria could become the highest employer of labor in terms of agriculture, because the agricultural labor market is still, underfed. It needs to be fed more. There's still a lot of gap to be bridged, and we can only bridge that gap by encouraging more farmers who will not great job in return. So that's it on today's video. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like this video, make sure you comment, make sure you share, and most importantly, subscribe. So thank you for watching this video, and God bless.